Adi, good evening, sir.
Thank you, Sadiq.
Alagi, this is Larry on the line, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Fine, sir. We are privileged to have you in this meeting today, sir.
Thank you so much. Great meeting you too on this platform.
Thank you so much for joining, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
I'd like to let you know that our guest is also around.
Okay, excellent. Okay, that means that we still have 4 minutes, so let's allow people to join in.
Yes.
In the meantime, moderator, what do you want to do? What would you do with us?
It's good to also recognize the presence of the guest speaker, Mr. Emmanuel Olu-Ayeni, incidentally, one of his grandchildren.
Good to have you here, sir.
I will say it's my grandfather because my father is around. My father is Alhaji Taufik Alimi. So
like sales guru.
He has a lot of children in-house today. You are welcome, sir. We are glad to have you in this meeting.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Quincy.
Right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much once again for finding time to join this great meeting. I'm particularly joining with a lot of expectation in my heart. So my name is, in the next 5 minutes, thereabouts, while and our lead facilitator is still settling in. I feel like we could just network and just see how everybody is doing. My name is Ella. My name is Emmanuela Awo. I am called Ella fondly, and I work with Freestyle Campina. Freestyle Campina Wamco. I'm in the marketing department. Yeah, so sales would just like to have a few persons on me. And how long you've been in sales? So I've been in marketing means the word to me because marketing and I like to know how every other person is doing. I'm not sure if you can hear me. My network
take the question again. Exactly.
Out of the meeting. So I'm guessing we can take turns already to introduce our expectation at the end of this meeting.
Anyone want to start? Are we on the how?
Okay,
Yes?
okay, I can start. It's Can I go on?
Go on,
Please go
please.
ahead.
Okay.
Yes, please. Please go ahead.
Everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be on this esteemed platform this evening. My name is Olu-Ayeni. I work for the global dairy giants, Friesland Campina. I work in the commercial department in Friesland Campina, and I think I've been on this platform for quite a while now, the Business and Leadership Club, maybe some months, and it's been quite exciting, and it's a pleasure to meet with networks here. And I'm sure today it's not going to be anything different. And the fact that we have quite people we look up to here at just our doorstep in code today means we are looking forward to all that today has to offer. So pleasure to be here, and looking forward to a great evening with everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Leary. We can have 2 more persons go, and let's just share your expectation and how long you've been in sales and marketing.
My name is Olu-Ayeni.
Welcome, sir.
I have.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Firstly, I want to appreciate the organizer of this program, and also to welcome our great boss, Mr. Emmanuel Olu-Ayeni, to this program. Hello?
Yes,
Go on, sir.
we can hear you.
Please go on, sir.
Okay. To welcome Mr. Olu-Ayeni to this special program.
Oh, we lost your voice, sir.
Oh, we lost. Yes, we can't hear anymore.
Currently, I manage an agency, investment, which is into market activities and the outsourcing of skilled and semi-skilled sales force people to organizations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. You're welcome once again. Okay, so we can take yes. The truth is that our guest, the veteran, is actually listening. According to the dry run we had yesterday, he said, I really want to hear from everyone. So trust me that everything we're saying, he's listening, and it's already spurring excitement in him, I'm sure. So we can just take 2 more persons.
Okay.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. My name is Babatunde Mojola. My sister Ifelua got me to be here. I've been in sales for quite a while, maybe since 1991. So
We lost your voice, sir.
okay, I think somebody muted the line. So my name is Babatunde Mojola. Like I said, I work with Total Nigeria PLC. My sister invited me, and I felt very nice that I should be here. My expectation is to learn some new things. I think I've had our guest speaker speak once. So that's when I saw his name, it was exciting for me that, okay, yes, let me come and hear from him again. And I think I'm going to be so grateful for everyone who has organized this at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. You're most welcome. At the end of today, I hope that we'll go back to where our expectations are written down and tick the boxes, because I know that our expectations will surely be met. So finally, we'll take one more person and then the moderator can go on.
Okay, let me go so that that will lead us into the program. My name is Olu-Ayeni Dada. I have my mentors here. I think it's a great privilege to have them come and tutor us again the things we have learned from them. I work with Secure ID Limited. It's a smart card manufacturing company in Nigeria. I lead the sales and marketing team there. It will be a great privilege to me managing or moderating this session today. So I'm using this moment to transmit into the program as it is expected to start 4 p.m. So I'll be inviting Esther Obafemi, who is the visionary, to share with us what led us into this moment, and we take it off from there. May I appeal to everyone, if you are not speaking, to please put your device on mute so as to avoid any form of distraction. And in case you have any comments, you can put it in the chat box. Every question will be attended to. Over to you, Mrs. Obafemi. Thank you.
Okay, and good afternoon again, everybody. It gives me great pleasure to be able to bring a sales and business juggernaut like Mr. Olu-Ayeni to this program. Well, I would say that I'm happy to have everyone in. It's great to have you here. It's our maiden edition of this program. And how did we come about this program? So I'll tell you a little story. We know life happens, especially busy professionals, career people, and for people that love to read, you just don't get to read the books you want to read. I mean, you don't get to, it takes intention to really learn. It takes intention to really read books or even attend seminars. It takes, intentional planning. And then we started this book club where we have, from early to mid-career professionals. We have, leaders, new leaders, experienced leaders, even entrepreneurs and business owners on that book club platform. And then we, review books every 2 weeks, every 1 week. We found that over time, when we review books, topics around career, topics around, issues around the job, around the roles usually comes up during such session. And that is what birthed this platform, that can we take those conversations and bring in industry leaders and bring in people who have passed through the same way and bring them to a platform as this. And that's how this platform came about. Your being here, for me, it's an indication that you are committed to development, your self-development, you're committed to continuous growth, and you're committed to lifelong learning. And at Touch, my expectation, if there's one thing I would need to get out of here, is that everyone who attends this session will pick 2 to 3 things that they would act upon after leaving this meeting today. So I welcome everybody from around the world. Interestingly, we have, as of this afternoon, we have over 120 registrations from 3 continents of the world, from about 6 states of Nigeria. And I just hope that, well, I'm sure the team behind the plan, because it's not just me, we have quite a number of people who have put in the sweat and the work to ensure that this comes to fruition. And I'm going to acknowledge Emmanuel Awo. She started us off earlier, Larry Atoyebi. I'm going to acknowledge Sadiq Odetunde and also Harriet Odutadi. Daniel also, we co-opted in this afternoon to quickly get things done for us. Daniel Afolabi, I have to really, really acknowledge, and you owe me, I owe you a hug. So thank you everybody for putting this program together. And the program also, either the book club or even the book club, is this leadership and business series, or the parenting network that also started off, is just born out of interest to support other people to also learn, because in the process we are also learning. To ensure that we are a guiding light to ourselves, then we also form a network of support system for ourselves. So let me not take much of the time. I'm going to just hand over to the moderator par excellence, and I'm going to permit me to introduce you. Permit me to introduce you. I'm not sure if you can see my screen. I'm going to just in a moment introduce the moderator, which is our able Olu-Ayeni is Olu-Ayeni Dada, and like he rightly introduced himself earlier, he is a professional par excellence. He has quite a lot of experience in sales. He had enjoyed quite a rewarding career in sales and marketing, and he has demonstrated leadership capacity over time in his endeavor. He's currently the head of sales and marketing at Secure ID Limited, which is the only smart card manufacturing company in SSA. He has worked with consumer goods and telecoms industry, Nestle, Samsung Mobile, UAC. He's very detailed and analytical, and I like his interest in helping people manage their bosses better. I mean, that's one thing that actually one of the many things that have drawn me to him. He's a chemical engineer in background, and he has an MBA in marketing, and he has a postgraduate diploma in marketing from Chartered Institute of Marketing in the UK, where he's also a member. He loves to read, so he's one of our book giants. We don't call ourselves bookworms, and he loves thinking. And I'm sure it's critical thinking, and of course also playing chess. So please permit me to hand over the microphone at this point to Olu-Ayeni Dada. Thank you for leading this session. So let's move in quickly. Thank you, and thanks everyone. I hope you can still all hear me. Olu-Ayeni Dada, can you still hear me? Hello?
We can hear you, ma. We can hear you.
Hello.
I was on mute.
Where are you?
I was on mute.
We can hear.
Okay.
Yes, I think you
Now
can
we
hear
can
me
hear
now.
you. Excellent. Yes, we
My
can.
sincere apologies. I'd like to say again that Mr. Emmanuel Olu-Ayeni recruited me into Nestle, and he was the CEO of Nestle Waters when I joined. He had a rewarding and blissful career in Nestle Nigeria, Central and West Africa, with 31 years of experience, mainly in the generating demand side of the business, brand management and marketing services, which he did for 10 years. He was in sales and operations management. He did that for 11 years. He was in operations improvement and project management for 2 years, general business management and head of business unit for 8 years. He retired in August 2012 as the head of business and CEO for Nestle Waters Nigeria, which I told you I was also of that story. A business he managed from inception to break even and very profitable level. Today, Nestle Pure Life, which is the brand of Nestle Waters, cannot be ignored in the Nigerian economic marketing system. And he was the one that pioneered that. He brought that into the Nigerian market. Quite a lot of kudos for that. He is the MD CEO of Starbright Consulting Company Limited, a company incorporated in Nigeria and USA. He is chairman of Flourish Securities and a non-executive director, professional experience training, and he is well-traveled. A respected consultant on marketing and sales management, marketing, event planning, and execution, water resources management and preservation, water education for community of users, and speaker in many international marketing and sales seminars in Nigeria, Africa, Middle East, Europe, and America. He is a fellow of the Institute of Marketing of Nigeria and many professional bodies in Nigeria. Mr. Emmanuel Olu-Ayeni will be taking us on a session. He will be starting with some slides to prepare us for some of the questions we may be interested in him answering. So we'll be starting with a 15 minutes or 20 minutes slide presentation, and then we'll be going into questions and answers that I will be moderating. I hereby, with a great sense of honor, invite you, sir, Mr. Emmanuel Olu-Ayeni, to take over the floor. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Olu-Ole. Thank you for all the accolades you have poured on me. Thank you so much. I want to also appreciate the organizer of this particular program. I find it very, very interesting when I was told that I would be talking to young sales and marketing executives aspiring to get to the top of their career. So what I'm here to do today is experience sharing with them. I want to especially thank Ifeoluwa, the lady that invited us. I want to thank all the other organizers of the program. I want to especially acknowledge all my colleagues that are here, with me. Even though they are calling me boss, we are colleagues. So I want to really appreciate all of them. I know we have a lot of experience in the house today, and so we are going to be sharing the experience together. What I'm going to do is just take you just as introduction, because I know this is supposed to be interactive. You are asking a lot of questions that are agitating your mind. But just as a background, I will be talking to you. I won't show slide, because if I'm showing slide, you might not concentrate. So I want you to, as much as possible, jot down whatever you think is useful to you. But at the end of this program, I'm going to send this material to the organizer, and then they can also send it to you. So you will have the whole thing in your possession later. Now let me start by as a general introduction, because I'm talking to people who wants to get to the top of their career in sales and marketing. If not in sales and marketing, in whatever career you are choosing for yourself. Let me start by saying that in every job, some people, they perform more effectively than the others. That's a fact. Then these people who perform exceptionally, they tend to approach their job differently than the non-performers and the average performers. Actually, what distinguishes them or what differentiates them is the way and manner and the approach they have to their job. Now, this different approach that the top performers and the average performers have, they are directly to the specific characteristics or behavior that often propel the top performers to get to the top of their career. And they are also the lack of that characteristics that makes the average performer to stay where they are and never to get to the top. So if we want to then get to the top, you need to understand, you need to critically study the characteristics and behavior of people who have taken their career and then they got to the top. And that's what I will be sharing with you. It's not going to be exhaustive, but at least I will cover, a lot of the points. I'm going to share with you about 7 points. And if you are writing down, just take as much as you can. Number one thing that the people that get to the top of their career, whether you talk of sales or marketing or in whatever other career, they usually decide or they usually make getting to the top of their career a goal. Right from the beginning, they make getting to the top of their career a goal. They decide on where they want their career to go. They decide that getting to the top of their career is a mission and a strategic goal. So, if you also want to get to the top of your career, it must be like your mission statement right from the beginning. You have to be deliberate about it. You have to be intentional about it. You have to be focused on that goal. You have to make it a strategic goal for yourself. So why there are so many people who do not know what they specifically want from their career, those that want to get to the top right from the beginning, they have their eye on getting to that top. So, because there is a saying, if you don't know where you are going, any bus stop will become your destination. If you don't know where you are going, any bus stop becomes your drop point. So, the first thing that you have to make up your mind is that I must get to the top of my career. You must be deliberate about it. You must be intentional about it. All your actions, all your behavior, all your strategic move must be geared towards getting to that top. That is the first thing. You must have it as your mission statement. Just like organizations have their mission, they have their goal, so also you must have your own goal. The second thing that those people who get to the top usually do is that they develop competencies that will lead them to that top. They develop the competencies that will lead them to the top. And this is more of self-development. This is more of individualistic effort. They go into serious self-development effort. They go into self-improvement effort. They proactively upgrade themselves. They make themselves versatile. So they develop themselves in such a way that they are educationally qualified, they are vocationally qualified, they are technically qualified, they are professionally qualified. They develop appetite for knowledge acquisition. And they cannot afford to be outdated. So you will find them, they are the type of people that are always reading. They are always catching up. They are always ahead. They are always developing themselves. They sponsor themselves to go to seminars. They talk to their bosses to send them on training. So they go into a lot of self-development. So they develop competencies that will lead them to the top. Number three thing that they do, apart from the competencies, they also develop relevant attitude and skill. I will dwell a little bit here. They develop relevant attitude and skills that will take them to the top of their career. And number one under that is that they try as much as possible to understand their strength, their own strength, and then their own weaknesses. Now, once they know that, then they know area to improve in their life or in their career. So you need to understand where you are strong. You need to understand where you need improvement. That's very, very important. That's one of the things, self-evaluation to discover your strength and your weaknesses. Number two, under developing relevant attitude and skill, you must develop capacity to identify links between facts and ideas and situation. You must be able to link together facts, ideas, situation, and assemble them in a meaningful way for you to be able to take decision. Now, if you want to use one particular word to describe what I've said, it is called a skill of insight. You must be insightful. You must develop yourself so that you can have insight, particularly into running business. Number 3, you must develop the attitude of being open-minded to learn more about things around you, to learn more about people, to learn more about new development, to learn more about your environment, to learn more about your product, to learn more about your customer. You must have an open mind. You cannot afford to close your mind. No matter how long you have been on this job, no matter how familiar you think you have been, you must have an open mind. Number 4, you must develop under development of relevant skill. You must develop skill in understanding your customers' expectation and needs so that you will then be able to provide them with high quality service on a long-lasting and a mutually profitable relationship. You must have that kind of, which means your service orientation must be very, very good. Then you must have courage. You must have courage. Because in this job, whether sales, marketing, there will be ups and downs. There will be moments of, discouragement. There will be moments of frustration. There will be moments you are not able to meet your expectation. So you must be courageous to be able to pick up whatever situation and move ahead. Now, but most importantly, under this attitude, you must be result focused. You must be every time ready to meet and exceed ambitious performance objective. I'm happy I'm talking to salespeople here. We know that's our main job. We must deliver results. We must deliver the numbers. We must meet all our targets, and we must meet ambitious performance objective on a continuous basis, not just once. Then you must be able to anticipate future opportunities and problems and act upon them well in advance. This is in the area of your initiative skill. You have to develop that if you want to get to the top. Then you must have ability to always challenge the status quo. You must challenge the status quo in a drive for you to improve your performance and be like a change agent. Then, under this attitude, you must have what you call possibility mindset. You must have positive attitude mindset. You must have open mindset. You must have growth mindset. You must have success mindset. Your mindset must be right because it is what is going on in your mind that will determine your action. So you must believe that all things are possible. You must believe that you must have positive attitude to everything you are doing. You must have open mindset. You must have growth mindset. And then you must have success mindset. Another thing that you need to do for you to get to the top of your career is because you are not going to be working alone. You are going to be working with people, particularly when you are getting to the managerial level. You must develop what we call people management skill. Your people management skill, you have to work on it. You have to be able to collaborate with other people for the achievement of the organizational goal. You must understand the need and goals of the others and adapt your own behavior to appropriately. You must be able to communicate with them with conviction, ability to convince other people in order to get their commitment and their ideas. That is very, very important to you. Otherwise, you might not be getting the best out of them. Then you must have ability to lead and unite the people under you. Make them believe in themselves. Make them believe that they can break through the limit. They can outperform what they are doing at the moment. And then you must develop people too. You must develop them by helping them to identify their short and long-term developmental needs and encourage these individuals by providing appropriate support for them. You must have active listening skill. That's part of people management. Understanding the customer and then the need of your team. Then you must also develop rapport with them. Selling your personality. You must come across to them as being authentic. You are a leader or you are a climbing leader. They must see you as authentic and they must see you as engaging. And that is what we make them, make you to gain their trust and they will be able to work with you. Number 5, as you are climbing the ladder, as you are going up, you are no more focused on your narrow objective, maybe as a salesman or as a marketing manager or as, supply chain person. You must develop what we call entrepreneurial spirit. And this will happen as you are getting to the top. You will be seeing the big picture. You will be seeing the business not from a narrow perspective, but from a broader perspective. The top sales candidate must possess genuine entrepreneurial drive and spirit. You must be able to demonstrate that you can craft opportunity where they don't seem to be obvious and see through and take this opportunity, see them through to execution and delivery. What am I trying to say? You must, as you are going up the ladder, you must be evolving from being a sales manager or a marketing manager to becoming a business manager. That is very, very important. It is because what you'll be doing at the top will be more of business management rather than narrow, disciplinary area that you are following right from the lower rung of the ladder. Number 16 that you need to do for you to climb up is that it's just wisdom. Wisdom, it's not peculiar to sales, it's not peculiar to marketing. Those who want to get to the top, they know that it is a waste of time to reinvent the wheel. So what they normally do is that they find a role model and a coach. The people that have gone through that kind of path and they make a success of it. And then they start interacting with them and start learning from them. That is very, very important for you as you are getting, up your career ladder. You have to choose somebody who have made good success in that career and use that, and make that person your role model. You can learn from their mistake. You can learn, and then it will lead you to achieve success quicker than you think you can imagine. Now, let me sound a note of caution here. Your role model might not embody all the traits that you want to emulate in your life. But what you need to do is to find a role model that for the specific life area that you want him to be impactful in your life. Let me give you an example. You can see a successful manager or a director has gotten to the top of his career simply because he navigated his way through and then you want to make him as your role model. but that man or that person might not be a good role model as a family person. So what I'm trying to say is that you try to limit your role modeling to the specific life area where you want him to affect your life. Then I will touch on a coach. A coach is slightly different. A coach will assist you in understanding every consequences of your action and decision along your career path. And it will walk you through taking corrective action whenever you make mistake. That's what the role of a coach is. They will allow you, it's not going to teleguide you. It will just be directing you through probing you, through, prompting you to do certain things. So they will help you. They will help you understand every consequences of your action. The last thing I want to talk about, if you want to get to the top of your career, which is number 7, I put it this way. If you want to get to the top of your career, you must blossom where you are planted right now. What do I mean by that? You must excel in every position you hold for you to be able to accelerate your climbing the career ladder. Now, let me explain that. I got this from the chief executive of my former company. This man joined the company as ice cream salesman. Some of my colleagues in the house, it's a very famous story. And this man rose from this level of ice cream salesman and became the CEO and the chairman of the company worldwide. It was the #1 food company in the world. And then one of these days, they asked him a question. And they said, look, you joined at a very low level, and now you find your way to the top. What did you do? How did you make it? And his answer is very, very instructive. It stuck to my head, and I used that. I succeeded with it, and I'm leaving it with you this afternoon so that you too will succeed with it. Then he answered. His answer is this. He said, when he was ice cream salesman, he said he tried to be the best ice cream salesman consistently, not 1 year, not 2 years. He said he was consistently the best ice cream salesman. And then he said, because of this, my manager identified me and promoted me to the position of supervisor. When I became a supervisor, I tried to be the best supervisor. And then he went on and on. He said, in every position that he had held, he tried to be the best among his contemporaries. And that's what I mean by you have to blossom where you are now so that that will accelerate your climbing the career ladder. Now, because if the little that is committed into your hand, you do not excel in it, no one will trust you with a bigger responsibility. We will get more into that because some of your questions bordered on this. In other words, you have to work harder at your current position once you decide you want to advance beyond that current position. And let me tell you, because we sales and marketing people, we are very mobile. If your decision involves leaving your current employer in order to realize your career path, I want you to also realize that delivering less than your full effort is a characteristic that will follow you wherever you go. So you have to develop that characteristics of exceeding or performing in whatever position you find yourself. So to advance your career, you need to have developed the skill and traits of those who will one day become the leader. And as a leader, You will expect that those who report to you deliver their best effort. So you too, you have to always deliver your best effort. So I repeat again, as I'm rounding up, the 7 things you need to know. Number 1, you must make reaching the top as your career goal. You must be deliberate about it. You must be intentional about it. And you must be focused on it throughout. Number 2, you must develop competencies that will lead you to the top. Number 3, you must develop relevant attitude and skill. Number 4, you must develop people management skill. This is very, very important. Number 5, as you are climbing the ladder of your career, you must develop what we call entrepreneurial spirit. Number 6, you must find a role model and a coach to assist you in climbing the ladder. And number 7, you must excel in every current position that you hold so that you will be identified as a candidate for upliftment. So I will pause here so that we can go into series of question and answer. I will send the materials to the organizer. You will have the materials in a bullet form, and then, but this I will stop at this point. Thank you very much for listening.
Hello, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Olu-Ayeni, we can't hear you.
Sorry, I am mute. My apologies. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Some questions are here, and the first one you have answered with a very strong presentation. And the question is, what are the strategic things responsible for the sterling career that you have in the corporate environment? That has been expressly answered. So I go to the second question that I have here. One critical factor in the development of an executive is the ability to evolve in the workplace. How have you survived evolution in the digital age that we are in? Someone like you've had to move from the place where you were, the analog age into the experience of the digital age. How were you able to navigate through that transition? Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Well, simply is self-development. Self-development. You have to keep on updating your skill. You have to step up your game. Otherwise, you will become obsolete. You must be proactively contemporary. So it's otherwise you will be obsolete. Like you said, particularly if you are a person like me who cross different generations. But I must say for you people too, even the generation in which you are, you have to keep on developing yourself. You have to keep on updating your skill. You have to keep on stepping up your game. Otherwise, the person will easily be left behind. Now, how do you do this? I'm so happy when they were introducing our moderator, that is a person that reads a lot. You have to cultivate the habit of reading, learning new skill, new way of doing things, being curious, attend relevant seminars, read professional journals, learn to operate on digital platforms. This is the in thing today. There is virtually nothing you can do now if we don't know how to get on all these digital platforms. So just to come back to you, sir, self-development is the key is the critical factor. You just have to develop yourself. Wherever you find the training going on, go and attend it. Don't think I'm too old for this. Otherwise, you will be you become very obsolete quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This other question, it says office politics is what many detest. They have the opinion that as far as you are doing your work, you do not need to get involved in office politics. Sir, what will be your view on this? And how have you been able to manage what people call office politics in your 31 years of working in a multinational corporation?
Okay. Well, people like to play politics. Wherever you have gathering of people, there will be politics. But to answer this question will depend a lot on the organization culture, the culture of the organization in which you are working. Now, and the role of management of the organization is very critical here. The management of the organization must ensure that performance and productivity, rather than politics, is the path to climbing the status ladder. And they must codify that into their policy and pass it from generation to generation. I happen to work in an organization where that is very, very practical. You are not, it's not about politics. It's about your performance. It's about what you can do. And let me tell you this, wherever you find organizations that are dominated with politics, they really don't normally survive ongoingly. And they are not the top organizations you find in the world. The organizations that are based on performance and productivity, they are usually the ones that we talk about as the leading organizations in the world. Now, and then there is something in management which we call path goal hypothesis. Path goal hypothesis. What does this hypothesis say? This answers this question. If an employee sees politics as a path that will lead to the attainment of his career goal in an organization, it will be a good, it will become an employee, a politician. But wherever the employee sees performance and productivity as the path that will lead to the attainment of the top of his career, then it will tend to be a top performer. So, but like I said, it has to be defined by the management of each organization. And if you are the type that wants to perform very well and you are in an organization that is dominated by politics and management is not doing anything about it, I will advise that you seek continuation of your career in another organization, which is compatible with your with your objective.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'm aware someone raised up his hand and trying to, okay, we'll come back to the fellow who raised up his hand. We still have some questions here and more questions are pouring in from our platforms. Someone says it is painful to be neglected for promotions for other people who are seemingly less qualified. What do you do when such happens to you more than once when you are delivering all the necessary KPI? Over to you, sir.
Again, I want to believe that we are talking about organizations where merit is the yardstick for promotion and elevation. That I believe that if we are talking about that. Now, But if you are, again, in an organization where merit does not matter, it is some other factors, then I'm not very competent to advise you on that. But if you are in an organization where merit is the yardstick of promotion and elevation, let me tell you some few things. Number one, openings for promotion are usually limited. Hardly do we find organizations these days where you have mass promotion. Even in the civil service now, we hear that mass promotion has been abolished. So now, if openings for promotion are usually limited, then there is what we call relative comparison of performance. It becomes very, very important. Now, the people at the helm of affairs, the departmental head and the divisional heads, we have to do what we call relative comparison of performance. So it all depends on your relative performance to the other people you are saying that they are being elevated. I give you an example. There is just one vacancy for promotion. Then you have 3 candidates. One on all parameters score 95, the second score 80%, and the third one score 70%. 3 of them are qualified. But by the time they will be picking, they pick just the best one. Maybe the guy that had 95% is the one that was promoted. You deliver your numbers, you tick all the KPIs, but it's not the best among the equal. This is the point I'm trying to make. Now, so you have to constantly check your relative performance with those being elevated. You have to pay attention to the most important KPI of your work, because it's not just ticking all the KPI. There are some KPI that are more important, and these are the ones that your bosses will concentrate on when they want to consider people for promotion. Check that also that your capability to cope with demand of the next step, that you have developed capability to cope with the demand of the promotion you are talking about. Otherwise, there are some people who are just good for the current position in which they are right now and not the next one. If we push them to the next one, it will amount to a promotion beyond level of their competence. So you need to check that you have capability to even move to the next level, not just the fact that you check the boxes or you fulfill all the KPIs. Check your relative performance to other people. Make sure you are usually the best. Check that your capability to cope with the demand of the next promotion is there. Otherwise, your boss might be looking at you. You are good at what you are doing, but you are not good at doing higher order responsibility. So this can be part of the things we need to check.
Thank you very much, sir. More questions are coming in. For those who want to, there will be room for live requests for questions, but we'll get to that. Someone said, for someone who has gone past midway in his career and just getting to know what you have shared with us today, what advice do you have, especially when younger ones have passed there and they want to redeem the situation? What will you say to such people, sir?
Well, if you are in the middle of your career and you want to continue, look at all the 7 points that we discussed earlier. Look at the areas where you need to tweak, where you need to, do more. And then look at also, you see, you have to open your eyes. If the young ones have passed you and they have occupied all the vacant positions, you might be stuck where you are. Maybe you need to move out to somewhere else to continue, where there will be relative, opening for you to move up. So you just need to look at all the circumstances, your environment, the situation in which you find yourself. if you are already stocked and all the top positions are already occupied by young people, they might be young people, but if they are not performing, then you have a hope to say, I will slug it out, I will perform, hoping that management will recognize me, and then one of these days, I will move up. But if they are all performing, and you look at it, then you might have to pick all these 7 points and put it in your portfolio, go somewhere else, and continue with your career. Don't get frustrated. That's one thing I will keep on telling you. Don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated.
Great one, sir. Great one, sir. The people on Facebook are also sending in their questions. This program is being shown live on Facebook. At the moment,
Okay.
we have about 60 people. Angle, when you work in a stereotype organization with little room for innovative ideas.
Sorry, you are breaking. I couldn't pick the question.
Okay, sir. Someone works with an organization that is stereotyped. Okay, and is wondering, how do you undo the initiatives angle? You are not allowed to express your initiatives, and there is little room for innovative ideas in the organization that this individual works with. So how will this fellow match the two together?
Well, there is what you call you have to, the context in which you work is very, very important. There might be contextual constraint. That is what this person is talking about. He has a problem because the context in which he's working does not match the skill and the attitude that he has. So what usually happens is that can lead to frustration. It can lead to serious frustration. And then he will not be able to attain his career goal. Usually, we advise that person should try another organization if that's the situation. But if it's just a passing thing, maybe because you are under one particular boss, it's not something that is systemic in the organization.
Okay.
If it's just a particular boss, then two things you can do. Either you want to wait it out, just keep on until when you will get out under this particular boss, and then you'll be able to actualize your potential. Or, if other opportunities come, you can move. But if it's just a narrow departmental issue, like if it says, then you might want to try other things to maybe in the process enriching your knowledge. Let me go to marketing. And then in the process, by the time you are back to sales again, maybe you will no more come back under the same level, and then you will have moved up. I wanted to, there are some questions that they sent to me. I wanted to get to that point to advise you about how do you move from one level of career to the other, from one department to the other. There was a question similar to that. I thought when we get there, I will pick it up.
Yes. It's one question here, and now that you mentioned that, sir, I would also like you to match it with another question that says, when do you know it is time to move to another organization? So you will take that, sir, with this other question that says, if you're in a career that you don't like, what are the steps you recommend to be able to move to another area? For instance, supply chain to HR, sales to marketing. How can you navigate between one area and the other? I think I've put.
Okay. Yeah, let me start from the last one. Now, moving from a career to an unrelated career will require, that's a big move. For instance, you want to move from supply chain to human resources. Some organizations allow that. In the process of their manpower development, they want people to be versatile. They allow you to cross from one department to the other. But usually you need new training for you to make this move. You need new skill acquisition. You need to find an organization that allows such interdisciplinary or interdepartmental move. You need management support to make such move happen, because that has to be a policy, and then the person that you are working with must be ready to release you, and the department you are going must be ready. So there's a lot of negotiation going on there. Now, if we are moving from related to related, like you are moving from to, it's much easier. That is much easier. I went through that, and most of the people in most organizations, they go through that. So skill acquisition is not drastically different. Although it says you are dealing with customer communication, customer persuasion, more practical, you are more practical, you are delivering the numbers. Whereas in marketing, it is consumer communication, it is consumer persuasion, you are more conceptual, and you are the brand custodian. That's just the difference. And we always cross from one to the other in order to enrich our experience and knowledge. That is good also for climbing up. So I will recommend that strongly wherever organizations give you such move. Try your hand on new thing. Don't stick into one area. Talking about the guy who says he is stuck in one particular place, younger ones have moved up. Look into related area that you are interested in. You can move there, and then you can continue with your own career aspiration. Now, having said that, the organization, particularly if you want to cross from one particular, it has to be a accompanying policy that allows that, and then you must be prepared to acquire new skill. That's more strenuous. Then the other question, if you reminded me the other question, the first one.
When do you know it is time to move to another organization?
For when do you know is the time to know you need to move to another organization? Well, again, this is individual. It's an individual decision you to take. Sometimes you have looked at it, there is no more place for this. If you aspire to, but you still want to, go further in your career, that might be a time for you to move. That's the most obvious time for you to move. Okay, and then if we get another opportunity somewhere, these tend to offer you, which is in line with your career goal, and you consider that that's also a good organization, then you can move. There's no big deal about that. The time not to move is not best time to move is when you are under pressure, when maybe something is happening and then you just have to jump out. That could be a bit catastrophic. You'll be getting what you want, and then you get more. So it's always good to plan your exit, align it with your career. That's why I said right from the beginning, you must have a goal. That goal, your eye must be on that goal. And whatever is happening, keep your eye on that goal, and that will guide you. If I know I'm not going to achieve that purpose in this organization, I've tried everything, I've hit the ceiling, there's no other place to move, then I need to move out to somewhere else. That's just, there's no it's not a time bound. It's not 2 years, 3 years, 8 years. Some it might be earlier, some it might be much, much longer, depending on your career aspiration.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. The questions are still coming. Someone says this person must be a salesperson. He says, in the area of prospecting, how do I develop this skill? And I'm sure he's talking about sales. Area of prospecting. How do I develop the skill?
Okay. You're prospecting, is it looking for customers, looking for, prospecting for sales,
Yes.
widening your channel and everything? Yeah, you have to be systematic about it. Gone are the days when sales is just done in a haphazard way. The first thing is you must understand your territory. Maybe you must have a database of all the sensors, the trade sensors of your area or your. So that's the basic thing to start. And, where are you leaving behind? Which covered? How do you get more from the one that is already covered? How do you get sales from the ones that are not yet covered? So you have to develop for all those things. So to be systematic about it, you have to be also strategic about it, not just, start your car every morning, load your van, and go into the street. So this, I'm sure, is basic things that we go for. Serious, a lot of training. How do you prosper for sales? How do you start the day? How do you maximize your day? How do you spend the day so that you don't waste it? And all sorts of things like that. So it's just it's a thing that you have to develop every day, being systematic about it, improving on it every day, evaluating it, see where you are slacking behind, improvements, propositions, and then discussing with your boss, and making sure you are progressing, and you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Okay, sir. Another question. This looks like a life experience. Is there sometimes in an organization you do not get coached by your bosses?
Mr. Olu-Ayeni.
Maybe he was not privileged to have a boss that coaches him or her, and you coach your reports or your direct reports, and these direct reports get promoted and you are sidelined. What do you do? Could you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I didn't hear the initial
Okay.
when you started, but I heard the last. Can you repeat?
The boss does not coach him or her. He doesn't have a boss that coaches him, but he or she coaches his juniors, and the juniors got promoted, and he or she got sidelined. So what do you do in such a situation?
Okay. That's very frustrating. That could be very, very frustrating. But then he needs to check what is it that, on what parameter is his boss evaluating him. So he needs to know that. If the boss is not evaluating him on coaching, he needs to pay more attention to the real KPI that will earn him his own promotion, so that he doesn't get frustrated. So that's why I said during the time I was the opening remarks that I made, you have to understand your major KPIs. It's not just about I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You must be on the same page with your boss. The way you are looking at your performance is the way your boss is looking at it. And if he's not looking at it, you don't wait until when promotion is being announced. Quickly sit down with him and rectify the situation. By the time promotion or end of year is being announced and everything, it's already too late. This is the time when people jubilate. This is the time some people are frustrated. and you don't want to be among the people frustrated at that particular time. So I guess this particular guy, if he has been interacting more with his boss, he will know the area of priority. He should not coach his subordinate. He could do the coaching, but maybe there are some other KPI that the boss is looking at that he too is not actually performing very well. So he needs to check that. I always hesitate to jump to the conclusion blaming the boss or blaming the organization. I rather want to, first of all, look inward and make sure I've settled every matter which could come from my own side before I shift the blame. By the time I'm shifting the blame to the organization, I'm not sure I will be in that organization. That's my own attitude.
I get you, sir. I get
Exactly.
you. Now, another question here. I think this person must be from a very pious background. He says, one of the best ways to position yourself for growth in the workplace without looking ambitious.
Okay. That's very, very good. Now, consistently be the best among your contemporaries. Just consistently be the best. You see, no one argues with success. No one argues with success. And the best cannot be hidden for long. So it's a very simple thing. Just consistently be the best. Just like I told you that my former CEO worldwide, and they said when he was at the lower level, every position that he was promoted to, he tried to be the best. Okay? Being the best among your contemporaries doesn't make you to be over ambitious. Even your colleagues, they know those people who are the best. We know among ourselves who are the best. So continually improve yourself, continually improve your skill. Acquire the skill and capability that exceed the demand of your present job. And they will quickly identify you. You will create a good problem for your boss.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Every of your contemporaries. That's the best way. That's the best way you can position yourself for growth in the workplace, and nobody will contest with you. Nobody argues with success. Nobody. And if you are the best, it is not hidden. It will be apparent.
Thank you very much, sir. Do we have anyone who would like to ask live questions before I ask one or two more questions that I have here? Let me just see someone signifying by the raise of hand. Is there anyone who would like to ask question from our guest speaker? Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Is anybody speaking?
Yeah.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Dimeji Adeni. I'm very happy to be here, and I've learned a lot today. And I hope to continue to join this kind of forum going forward. This is my first time actually, and I'm glad I did. So I want to thank the presenter for all that he has shared with us. My question is this: is there anything wrong in changing, or should I say adjusting your goal?
So Sorry, if you are not speaking, can you please help mute your device? If you are not speaking, can you kindly help mute your device? Please continue your question.
Our co-hosts can also help. Our co-hosts, they just help us mute whoever just come in and is not speaking. Thank you. Speak on, please.
Please go ahead.
Somebody is still not muting. Can you hear me?
Please go ahead.
Okay, so I was asking that if you have a goal at the beginning of your career, is there anything wrong in changing your goal or adjusting it along the line, especially if factors beyond your control are coming up that may make it seem like that goal is not achievable anymore? Is there anything wrong in changing or adjusting your goals? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. There is nothing wrong in adjusting your goal. There is nothing wrong in modifying your goal. But be careful that you are not just jumping from one thing to the other, because by the time you look back, time is going. So the goal, setting a goal is just to make you focus, just to drive all your energy and all your resources in a particular direction so that in the end, you have a result. That's what goal helps you to do. Now, if you set a particular career goal and you discover that maybe in the end, you don't even have flair for that particular career, you want to change, then all you need to do is to pause, check yourself very well. How did I set the first goal and then haven't gone this path and taking some years only to discover that this is not my real goal, and then you want to modify. You don't want to make the same mistake again. So you really want to look at your area of interest, where you think you will be fulfilled, where you think your best potential will be realized. Then you can modify that goal and then go through what we discussed at the beginning of this discussion again, and then you can continue with your life. Now, there is nothing saying that you cannot, but you see, let me tell you, people who set goals for themselves is that goal keep on, no matter the frustration, no matter the pitfall, no matter all the obstacles that they go through. It is that goal which they set their eye upon that will keep on motivating them to continue. You've had cases of people who contested to be president of a nation for many, many years. That was their goal, and they kept on failing. They kept on, failing in this, and they keep on simply because they know that is the goal that they want to achieve. But if you know, you have checked very well, I don't think this goal is the one I want to pursue, then sit back. How did I get into this? Make all the corrective moves, and then set a proper goal and continue. There's nothing sticking you to that particular goal. You can also still modify and get on with yourself. There are people that have abandoned goal and they went completely to a different one, and they are okay. They studied medicine, and then they ended up being people that display all this artwork, and that's what they ended up doing. So you can change your goal, you can modify your goal, depending on the circumstance in which you find yourself. But don't let people define your goal for you. You be the one to define it, because by doing so, you will be deeply committed to it. You know what brought you into that, and then that will be the thing that will be propelling you to achieve that goal.
Thank you, sir. Bisola Olu-Ayeni, I would like you to ask your question. Over to you. Unmute yourself and speak. Bisola Olu-Ayeni.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I joined this session very late, but I was able to learn a lot, and this is my first time joining a session like this. I'm very grateful I have the opportunity to be here. I have got a lot. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so I have two questions. I'm a core salesperson. I want to know what to do when you find yourself in a situation where your line manager does not like you. It does not like you not because of your maybe just personal reasons, but not on the professional side. And after going back and forth trying to satisfy your manager, you discover that maybe he's threatened by your knowledge. How do you navigate that? Because whatever happens, your line manager still has a lot of say at the end of year appraisal. And then I had a nasty experience last year, although something came up to help out eventually in the appraisal, but it was so obvious that my line manager does not like me. I was not recommended for promotion, and then eventually I was recommended by a superior person, which made him dislike me the more. So how do you navigate that kind of situation, knowing fully well that within your organization structure, your line manager still has a lot of decisions to make concerning your career? That's the first question.
Okay.
Second question. Add the second question.
Okay. The second question is for people that want to make a move from sales to marketing from one department to the other. Aside from getting the necessary skills and qualification, is it okay for you to talk to people in the organization to see if you can make the move? And if it is not just within the organization, I have had cases of writing applications to different companies, but because I do not have marketing experience, I was not even invited for the interview, despite the fact that I have a qualification that certifies me as a marketer.
Okay. Let me start with the managing your line manager. It's very pathetic what you just said.
15 minutes one now.
Okay. We often find this kind of situation where you have what we call, maybe you belong to a new generation, completely different from that of your line manager. And then this tends to bring this kind of feeling of complex, which and that is translated into the way they evaluate you and everything. The first thing I want to say is that you need wisdom. You need wisdom to navigate, managing. There's what we call managing your boss. Even though you have superior knowledge, superiority of your knowledge and everything, whenever you are interacting with him, don't make him look foolish. Don't display that as if that is a weapon you have in your hand. That is, I know maybe because of this, and that. If we do that, they are bound to freeze up and then start looking at you as a threat. But what is apparent now is that you are a performer. That's why even the superior boss is able to, overrule your own line manager, which again is not very good for interaction in the organization. So you need to put this guy at ease. You need to let him know, let him tell you his own opinion about whatever. You might have a superior opinion, or you might have a better or more efficient and more effective opinion. Learn a very effective way of communicating with him. Don't rub it on his nose that I know better. Otherwise, you'll be having this kind of problem. I mean, I'm happy for you that you were not kept on the same position, you got your promotion. But if you run into that kind of situation anytime, please be careful about how you interact with these people. It's just wisdom, because there is no textbook answer to this. That's why I'm telling you what I'm telling you now. Yeah, so, but don't rub it on your boss knows that I know better than you. He will tell you, if you know better than me, then you should have been the boss, but I'm the boss now, so I will exert it upon you. It's not everybody that is so liberal that we take your comments of genuine intention. They might misconstrue it. So just watch the way you discuss with him. And then don't wait till the time of evaluation before interacting with this guy. If I were you, I will move closer to this guy. I will interact with him maybe more frequently, so that he can get to know that I'm not carried by the pride of my knowledge, by the pride of my education or my qualification, but I'm just working with him. Now, number 2, which is your moving from sales to marketing. Like I said, it's easier in some organizations because it is like a policy. People can move if they want to move, but it requires a lot of negotiation. Your boss must be ready to release you, and then the department you want to go also must be ready to accept you. This is where negotiation comes in. And I think if we have what we call the career plan, if we have the team that is managing it in your company, the only thing you need to do is that when you are doing your evaluation, you should always indicate it that you want to have experience also in marketing whenever it happens. And if you have a good what do we call it now, the career management system, it will prop up somewhere, and then they can note it down that whenever there is vacancy in marketing, which is also equivalent to the position that you are or which you can occupy, they can call you. But it needs a lot of management. Other organizations where they cannot, you cannot call. Just you come in, you have to pursue the line you are until you get to the top. But in most organizations now, you can cross. It's quite easy.
Okay. I think, were you able to answer the second question that she said she goes for interviews, but they said she does not have a background in marketing? Were you able to answer that, sir?
No. I don't. I mean, it's all depends on the organization. Maybe they are looking for experienced people in marketing, so they will always tell you don't have experience. You only have 6 experience. But the best you can tell them is that yes, I have 6 experience, but I also want to have marketing experience. But maybe most organizations don't want you. They don't want you to use them as your starting point. So you have to start somewhere before you start gathering the experience. And it's better done in the organization where you are. But you might be lucky one day, one other organization is not putting too much emphasis on that. They say, okay, come, and then you can start acquiring your marketing experience from there. So it all depends on the organization we should go into.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anita, that's the last the last live question, and then I take the last one I have here. Anita, can you please speak?
Yeah, yes, please. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited to be on this call this afternoon. Thank you so much to my dear sister Ife. She's the one that got me on this call. Thank you so much. Thanks to the organizers. I can't remember the last time I really got onto an engaging platform like this. So kudos to everyone. And I want to really thank the presenter. Thank you so much, sir, for everything that you have shared. Like someone rightly said, 31 years put in a nutshell. So I have millions of questions to ask to you, but I would rather use this opportunity to make a request. I don't know how often you get to do this, and I don't know if you're open to coaching.
Yes, we are open to coaching.
I don't know if you're open to coaching because I really would like to learn. Okay.
Yes, we are open to coaching. I don't think Ife will want me to use a platform to be advertising my company.
So maybe the organizers can tell me how to take it on.
Please go on. I mean, you're doing this pro bono, so that's the little you can do. Please go ahead, sir. Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's share your details, the contact, Starlight Consulting. And
yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I will drop all my contacts with Ife, and then also you can go to our website and you will see all that we do there. We organize trainings, but it's top level training for sales and marketing, and then leadership courses for top people in organizations. And then we help people to turn around their business if they think their business is not doing well. We move in, like the doctors, we diagnose the whole thing, and then we prescribe for you what you need to do to make your business work. So this is what we do.
Okay, sir, thank you. I think that has been able to answer our quest. By the time she meets you, she'll be able to talk about the millions of questions that she asked. The last okay, I will put the two together and present it as a combo to you, sir.
Okay.
Someone says grapevine exists in organizations. As a result of this, bosses get biased based on grapevine news. Would you advise someone to periodically clear the air with bosses on biases you observe they might have based on grapevine news, or you just ignore? That's the first one. And then the second question is talking about having streams of income, preparing for entrepreneurship, and then how can you advise when would be the best time to design and go into entrepreneurship? So these are two questions together in one. One is on grapevine, boss management, and then the other is on entrepreneurship, resignation, and having different streams of income.
Okay. The one of grapevine is very interesting to me. I don't know how to manage that. But all I can tell you is that what I encourage in organization is networking, not grapevine or rumors. But it's in your own interest to network, to have colleagues, and then exchange ideas, professional ideas. Don't just exchange gossip. What will add value to your career? That's what I think you should be concerned with. And then, if there are grapevine informations going around, I wouldn't encourage you to be the one to carry grapevine news to your boss. If you do that to me, I will just think you are a busybody. I will listen, but it gives me a complete negative impression about you. It's just that I will look at you as if somebody who has idle time, over and above what he should be doing. So you should concern yourself with professional networking, in your organization, even outside your organization with your professional colleagues. That will improve your career better than carrying grapevine. It has a way of to boomerang. You carry grapevine news to your boss this time around, and then maybe it's something that is pleasing to him. He acts on it. The day you something unpleasant happens and he's hearing rumors, he will think you are one of the rumor machine in the company. So I wouldn't encourage you to get into that. Just strictly focus on your career, how you will move up your career ladder. That is very, very important. Can you hear me?
I think we lost the audio.
Okay. Sorry, I think I lost you sometimes. So that we on the rumor mongering, like I said, or grapevine, whichever way you look at it, I will not ask you to get too much involved in that. Okay.
And the last question, sir, entrepreneurship, resignation, and having different streams of income. What is your suggestion on this?
Well, everybody, we have been advised, just for our own sake, income. How do you have multiple streams of income? Now that you are working, try and save money and invest in other, investment instruments. You can, but be careful, because we are in a very high inflation country. Be careful the kind of investment you go into, so that the value of your money is not eroded by the time you will need it. So it has to be an instrument that will lead to increase in the value of your money, and then can return some good, it can give you good return on your investment. Be careful also, don't take your money to those money doublers, those people who will promise you 20%, 25%. Be careful about that. Those are not sustainable. But try and invest in so many other areas that you can fall back upon when you are retired. Real estate is there. You can buy government bond. You can buy treasury bill. All those ones, they are quite safe. You can, invest. You can also invest in, some other trading, which if we are allowed to do that, if we can combine that, or your wife can do that, if it's not working and it doesn't run into conflict of interest with what you are doing. So be careful about what you do so that you don't run into problem with your organization. Now, when do you leave? That is all your own. It's your own decision. But what I will always advise people is that make sure you have a clear plan of what you want to do. Just like I told you, have a clear goal about your career. Have a clear plan of what you are going to do when you retire. It's not when you retire, you should be thinking about what you have to do. You must be sure of what you want to do before you step out. Otherwise, it could be very, very shattering, and then it could lead to a lot of disappointment. So if we already have some steady sources of income that can sustain you, then you are in a better way to stabilize when you eventually retire. But if you don't, that can be also destabilizing. So you need to start working towards it. We're being told that you start planning your retirement the first day you get your employment. That's one thing. So be careful about that. And before you know it, you might think, well, I've just started work. Before you know it, 10 years has passed, 15 years have passed, 20 years have passed. That's the way it flies. So start putting a little into different investment streams, and then that will pay off in the end. It's you retire when you think maybe you have gotten to the top of your career. Nothing excites you more in this particular job. You are fulfilled, and you think there's no more value to add. Then you can go. Then you can start a new thing in your life.
Thank you very much, sir. We cannot thank you enough for this beautiful moment that we've had with you. And we are also thanking all the participants, most especially great and senior colleagues in the sales, in the field of sales. We really appreciate your coming. At this time, I will hand over the baton to Ifeoluwa Obafemi. Over to you, Ife.
Fantastic. This is a session loaded with lots of insights for living, I would call it. Quite a lot of nuggets, and I'm sure everyone who has attended today's session, I've taken quite a note of learning and things to act upon. What also gives me a lot of joy is to see in the comment section a lot of people saying, this is the first time I'm attending a session as this. Oh, I've never been in a session as this before. I mean, that's for me, it's a lot of fulfillment, meaning that this session has added value. And like what I said earlier in my list of expectation, I said it will give me great joy to see everyone take each of the learning and act upon it. So apart from not just to come listen, but to go and act on all that has been learned today. So I'm going to pass the baton to someone who would say thank you to our guest speaker, our high-profile guest speaker, and then to the moderator, and to the planning committee. So I will hand over to Oyelere Atoyebi. And if you want to contact us for more info, or you want to be part of the network, because we have another session planned already for September. We have a very big fish also coming on this platform next month. So be ready. So you just join via the link. There's a link to a WhatsApp group, and it's going to be a quiet WhatsApp group only activated on a day as this. So you can join the WhatsApp group so that you can have more info. Can you hear me, everybody? Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. So there is a link. Well, you probably would have gotten the link, and one of the organizers can just help post the WhatsApp link in the chat session. Who can join the group. And like I said, we plan that it's going to be a quiet group. We're going to make it admin only for today, but few days or just a couple of hours before the next session, we activate it again. So you can join, and then you can have real-time live info about how you can be part of a session as this in the future. So I can't thank Baba enough. I call him Baba. I can't thank him really enough for taking out time to pour out of his wealth of experience and knowledge. I like the fact that the session is practical. It's such, and then real life examples. So what more could we have asked for? Oyelere Atoyebi, you're born ready. Hit the thank you notes at this point. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being part of this session.
Thank you so much, Esther. thanks for this platform to start with. Before I express my appreciation to Baba, just like you rightly said, I would chronicle in a bit how I find this to be deeply touching for me. A man who leads one of the institutions in Nigeria, a very reputable institution, said something striking that I had quite a long time ago. He said when he was to start the adventure which he has today, and this adventure has led to, I think, almost like 2 universities in Nigeria. He said he studied 39 selected autobiographies of proven people who have taken the path he hopes to take. And he said when he was through with those 39 autobiographies, he said he found himself to be 39 years ahead of his colleagues. You know, he said that 39 autobiographies were later proved to be very instrumental to what he became later in life in the adventure he chose to follow. So I look at it today that if you learn 31-year experience in just less than 2 hours, it's something that is quite striking, because what Baba does is that he compresses the wisdom, the learnings, the mistakes, the corrections, the trainings, the experiences, the meetings, the learnings, everything in less than 2 hours. So I want to say that, Baba, thank you so much for pouring out your wealth of wisdom to us on this platform. Thank you so much for considering your time. We know we can't pay you enough for your time, but someone has said that the best use of time is to invest it in people who are coming behind you. So we want to thank you for pouring wisdom in us. We want to thank you for considering us worthy enough of your time to have you this evening. And also we want to thank the Babas who are in the house. When you are in a place when you have somebody like Alhaji Alimi, Alhaji is someone I have a deep respect for. I've known him for quite a while. And when you talk about the movers and shakers in the FMCG world, if you are somebody into sales and marketing in Nigeria, Alhaji comes on top, highly recommended. I want to say thank you so much, sir, for your constant support. You support us from time to time. Each time we reach out to you, you have been a bridge between the generation going and the ones coming, and we do not take this for granted. We want to say a big thank you for gracing this occasion. We do not take your presence for granted, and we highly appreciate you. Also, to the organizers, I know we've had a bit of the kitchen cabinet members for this. Harriet, Sadiq, Ella, Mr. Wale Dada. Mr. Wale Dada is how will I describe him now? He is a long-standing personality that I've known for close to, I think, 19 years now. This is 2020. I've known him for the past 19 years, and it's quite challenging that you have someone who has stood for integrity and excellence, and whose compass has not been found to waver even in times of emotional turbulence in the past close to 2 decades now. Mr. Wale Dada, I celebrate you greatly. Thank you so much for the support you provide for this platform. And then to Queen Esther, I call her Queen Esther. She has been a wonderful colleague and a leader to look up to. She's been someone, if I look now, I think it's a decade this month that we met. It's just how time flies, just like 10 years ago. And I would say that you keep on pushing the limit. When someone thinks he has gotten the limit to a point, you push it further again. And constantly, it's as if you always say, catch me just if you can. And we'll see if we're able to catch you in times to come. But we'll keep on progressing and following up with you. So thanks to everyone. I want to say to everyone who attended this meeting, I will round it off with a story, a very funny story. There was a situation in which a man went to an old man who is reputed for wisdom, just like Baba has distilled quite a lot of wisdom for us this evening. And after he was through with the counseling session with the wise man, he said, now I have learned a lot. Now, I thank you for your time. I've learned a lot. And the man said, no, you have not learned a lot. Now you have heard a lot. Go out and learn. You get what that means? The man said, he said, I've learned a lot. The man said, no, you have not learned a lot. You have heard a lot. Go out there and start learning, which means what you have heard this evening will not turn onto learning until it becomes experiential. And that means We go out to make it happen, just like Baba has counseled us. And that is when the learning starts, because learning doesn't start in the classroom. We are only inspired in the classroom. We go out to the field and demonstrate the learning. And that is when we bring the results. So I want to say thank you to everyone who made it. And just like I said, you have not learned a lot, you have heard a lot. But as you go out, then you begin to learn, and then you make this thing work. Until next time, when we invite you again on a platform like this, until when we are going to have this from time to time, because the vision of the host of this platform is to breed a group of professionals who stand for top-notch excellence in whatever field of endeavor they find themselves, and who are shining light of inspiration in a place that is full of gloom and darkness. And that is what we stand for. I want to say thank you to everyone. I want to say keep on winning, keep on shining, keep on learning. Just like Abraham Lincoln said, I will prepare, and one day my opportunity will come. And I pray that for each and every one of us, one day our opportunity will come. Thank you very much, and I hand you back to Esther.
Thank you so much. What a fantastic way to wrap up the session. I have nothing more to add. So thank you, everybody. It's great having you here. Join the WhatsApp group. We will get the slides across to you. Join the WhatsApp group. We'll get the slides across to you. I'm seeing a message on the slides. So don't worry, all the info will follow from there. There is a link on this platform. Join the WhatsApp group. It's going to be a quiet group. Please, we know these are professionals. You know, we have big people also on that platform. Please do, you know, I'm sure we will comport ourselves. So thank you so much, and salute. So we draw the curtain at this point. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. And Baba, thank you, sir. Thank you. I don't know how to thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We're so happy to have you. And your library, I'm coming to ransack it soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, sir. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And let's say thank you to Baba together. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bless you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Good night, everybody.
Keep winning. Keep learning. And
yes,
there's no stopping.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank
you. It's a good
Salam alaikum, Alaji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Hey, go. Hey, record it. When moment is well over it, I give up. Okay, I give up. I think you will like it. Baba,